This conversation is going to change somebody tonight. There's people that are stuck in a land of delusion, right? And there's people that are stuck in the land of bitter. There's people that are stuck in the land because of what we're talking about tonight. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'm so ready to lunch forward because I know people who have lost themselves trying to keep a relationship alive. You've literally lost yourself. So we're talking about this tonight, where the pain of lowering your standards to keep someone. And I want you to think about this, right? And I got a question. How long were you lowering your standards? That's a real question. How long were you lowering your standards? How long? How long was you not yourself? As we're going into this tonight, how long were you not yourself? We got 10,000 more likes to go, and then we are going to get started. Somebody said 2.5 years. Somebody says 2 months, 3 years. Look at this, 18 years. This is going to be a powerful conversation. Go ahead now and share this. Somebody is going to be impacted about this. If you know a friend, share this live, text it to their phone. Look, you may want to get on this therapy session. If they've been putting themselves down to keep somebody, this might be a time to put them here. People go to certain parties, people do this, people, do all type of stuff just to keep a person. See, love make you do some crazy things. Y'all remember that song that came out? I do this for some people will literally, if they in love with you, they will do anything to impress you, anything to keep you. Because some people, they really love hard. Some people love too hard. And so that's what we're going to talk about tonight, man. Like the pain of lowering your standards to keep someone. This is real deal. I know this is going to hurt some people tonight. We there. Oh, the plane finna take off. We're about to take off right now. So I'm about to say something that's very hard, that's very hurtful a little bit. But this is a point where I want you to tune in. I want you to really put your ears here, right? One of the deepest pains in life is not just being left. Some people say, oh, that's the worst thing. No, that's not it. No, it's realizing how much of yourself that you was willing to betray to keep somebody who was already leaving you in spirit. Man, that's one of the most hurtful things. You lowered your standards. You ignored your discomfort. You will be in the middle of it. You will be disgusted by it, and you will be ignored to the point to where you even start to silence your convictions. You started accepting what you thought you would never accept. You did. You started accepting things that you knew you wouldn't. You started allowing things that you would never allow. Man, this is hurtful. I know you have to understand like the type of pain that you have went through. There's levels to this. Some people say you healed, but really, you don't even know if you healed, because some of these things still play a big part in your decision making. And see, you was allowing this stuff not because, you wanted to, or if that was really you. No. You know why you was allowing this? You was allowing your standards to drop because of fear. Yep. Because of fear. I'm a firm believer that because of fear will make people negotiate with things that a healed version of yourself would never entertain. Fear. If I don't do this, they gonna do it with somebody else. If I don't do this, I'm afraid somebody else is gonna be here. Man, that type of pain, it hit deep. That type of pain, it hit deep. If you understand what I'm saying, give me some likes and drop a 100. I just want to know whoever felt that type of pain before, because I'm human. I have felt that pain. I have, man. And I had to deal with this pain. See, it's like when they do leave and it's over with, it's like you're not just grieving them. You're not. You are grieving what you let happen to you while trying to keep them. You be like, man, I lost my family because of you. I lost my best friend because of you. I lost this relationship because of you. I lost this amount of money because of you. I did everything in the world and it all backfired and I still lost you. This is therapy session. This is therapy session tonight, and we're about to get ready to dive in and get deep. Some people are not just broken by who left them. Nope. They broken by how much of themselves they lost trying to make somebody stay. And I always like to start off with the pain. One of the hardest truths to face is that desperation can make a person betray their own standards. Desperation. You desperately want to please somebody. You desperately want them beyond your standard. You're desperately that's a hard truth for people to face. I'm not saying that you're weak. Let me back up right now. When I'm talking about this and I'm exposing this pain, just because you're desperate don't always mean you're weak. It don't mean you're stupid. It don't mean that you did not know better. Did you hear what I just said? So you have to understand this type of pain that you feel. You know, it wasn't because people always say, oh, you were just a weak-minded individual. I ain't trying to hear none of that. People say, girl, you just so stupid. Like, no, I ain't trying to hear none of that. I'm sorry. I ain't trying to hear, oh, you didn't know better. This pain is different. See, this type of pain, it comes from the fear of abandonment. Man, when you're afraid somebody gonna leave you and you will never be able to be close to them again, and you will never be able to have access to their energy again, that can make people tolerate what their spirit was never okay with. So you start doing things that you never imagined yourself doing. I have session calls with people, and people will come to me and tell me, I did this for my man because I believe if I overshared him, it was going to keep this relationship alive. I overfeared. I was so afraid that he would leave me and go be with a woman that would give him the full experience. I don't know if you really hearing me tonight. I don't know. I don't know if you could really hear what I'm saying. It wasn't because you was weak. It wasn't because, oh, you was just, no, I ain't trying to hear none of that. This is a real pain you have to face. The biggest pain was you was so afraid, you was trembling, and the enemy got his best thing on you. How many of you right now are in the comments right now? If it was you or you knew a story about this where a woman had to overshare herself because she was so afraid of losing a man to doing it with somebody else, drop a 100 in the comments. Because I think that some people, you may not think that what we're talking about tonight is real, but it's real. It's real. You had to accept that, man. Like you really was look at these 100s. I'm not the only one. This is a conversation this is a therapy session that you need. Because when we talk about tonight, when we get to these 7 points, you finna be like, ooh, we start doing things that you never imagined yourself doing. Some people, you start accepting, behavior. I'm allowing you to come in at a certain time of night. I'm allowing disrespect. I'm allowing you to get hooked on substance, and I join you. And it's nothing that I do. I do it because of you do it. I do it because I don't want you to go do it with anybody else. Do that sound familiar? Half the people be like, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to wake up every day. I don't want to go and do this every day because that does not build me. But some people, they'll drop their standards to keep somebody. Start accepting half love. You start accepting disrespect. You start accepting inconsistency. You start accepting emotional crumbs. You start accepting real betrayal. This man have went out on you and had 2-3 kids, and you like, oh, it's cool. It's okay. It's no big deal. No, it is a big deal. You should be planning your exit strategy. I'm just telling you the truth. Bro, this lady done went out here and she wants you to start accepting her emotional crumbs. She's not giving you any emotions. She's not giving you herself. Sometimes you just say, you know what? I don't even need that. I just need to be able to say I got somebody, or I'm afraid that I love her so much she's going to leave me. Sometimes you start accepting arrangements that go against your peace. Oh, well, maybe we should live in 2 separate houses. We're married. Maybe we should. Now it's like, okay, well, bet, let's see how we can work. It's so much. It's so crazy. Think about your standards and the things that you had to let go. Like, I'm serious. Think about it. This is therapy. What did you accept or what are you accepting right now? I'm talking about things that go against your worth. Things that go against your value. Things that go against your healing. See, your worth plays a big part. Your worth plays a big part. And sometimes people, they want you to put down your worth. They want you to betray your worth, your values. And they okay with it. There's some men I know right now who are not operating in full masculinity because they are too busy. They are too busy accepting arrangements. They are too busy staying sedated so they can't really get to their purpose and destiny and design. All because you kept hoping that if you bent enough, if you gave enough, if you sacrificed enough, or if you accepted enough, they would stay. And see, that type of pain is different. That type of pain is different, man. It's like, dang, I did everything and I still lost. Sometimes the heartbreak is not just, oh, they hurt me. Sometimes the heartbreak is, I lowered myself to keep somebody who did not know how to love me right. You need to understand this. You need to process this as we are talking our way through this. You need to understand this is the pain you feel sometimes. This is the real heartbreak. This is the real energy. This is the real thing you feel. Most of the time, it's not what they did. It's like I lowered myself. I lowered my standards. I knew you was this person, and I said I was okay to keep you, and you didn't even know how to love me right. This is real. This is some real stuff. This is some real stuff. And if you rocking with me tonight and you can feel what I'm saying, give me some likes. Send those hearts. And I want you to share this live with somebody who had to drop their standards to keep somebody. Somebody may be dropping their standards right now. You know good and well you don't want to live like you living. Some men, girl, they will have you living at your lowest. And you love them so much, they'll never love you right. They'll keep walking on you. And if you don't wake up, they'll keep putting babies in you. And if you don't wake up, one day you're going to be like, dang, I did all of this. I had his children. I did all of this. And this man still didn't know how to love me right. I lowered myself to keep this person. He wanted to drink, I drank. He wanted to get towed up, I got towed up. Things that I was uncomfortable with. See, yeah, the pain is not that the only thing that they just left. No. The pain is in looking back to see how much you abandon yourself, trying to stop them from leaving. That is where the pain is. So you got to understand where it's at. You got to understand where it's at. That's where the pain is. It's like, how much did I lose of myself? It's like, it's crazy when you look back and when you're in the middle of it. These are the things that goes through your head. Like, man, I sacrificed this, sacrificed that. Look, if you're just now joining tonight, we were talking about the pain of lowering your standards to keep somebody, shrinking your standards, minimizing what you believe, minimizing your morals. In this type of conversation, it matters because too many people are carrying shame. Too many people are carrying regret. Too many people are carrying emotional damage from the things that they agreed to just because they were scared to be left. I want you to be honest with yourself. Are you scared to be left? Maybe not right now, but have you ever been scared to be left? I want you to drop a 100 because I don't think that people have ever, maybe you think that you're the big bad person. Maybe you think that, man, when you really love somebody and the thought of them going with somebody else and the thought of them getting what you know that's good, that thought alone is a hurtful thought. It's like, dang, they get what I trained. It's like some of these women, they will build a man up and this man will go and be with somebody else. So you don't think that, nobody will be scared to lose something of that value? What if, you got together, you didn't have nothing, but now he got something? Or maybe it's vice versa. It's like, dang, big homie, I brought her this, I did this, I built her up. And now, so you mean to tell me you never get a jealous thought like, hey, well, maybe you're not human. You know what? Maybe you just in denial. Because a lot of people, man, your denial is, you got to quit doing that. Nah, I don't believe that. Man, please. You the type of person that be like, I never do this. And then in the heat of the moment, you the first one doing it. If this is hitting you tonight, give me some likes, tap that screen for me, send some hearts, share this live with somebody who needs healing from things they tolerated just to keep love. That's what we're talking about tonight. You tolerated some stuff just to keep love. Man, this is deep. This is deep. And I want to go a little deeper. I want to talk about, why do this hurt so much? Like, you think about it, like, why do this hurt so much? And a lot of people right now, it still hurts you right now. You haven't figured out how to really get over this. You haven't figured out. And this is why a lot of women, they become men haters, They become bitter. This is why men become bitter. That's why they be like, bro, I never trust a woman ever again in my life. Why does this hurt so much? It's like, because when you lower your standards, right, to keep somebody, you don't just create I ain't gonna say that. I say it like this. When you lower your standards to keep somebody, you do not just create the pain in the relationship. You create conflict inside yourself. It's an internal battle. It's like your spirit is saying, this ain't right. But your fear is saying, don't lose them. That's why it hurts so bad. Your spirit is saying, hey, this ain't right. God don't like this. But your fear, it outpowers. It's like, God don't want you to be treated like this. You know this ain't right. You know you shouldn't be doing this. You know you shouldn't be going there. You know you shouldn't be. And this becomes a real thing. This becomes a real thing. Fear be like, man, I just don't want to lose them. And your intuition, you know what it say? Now, this is what your intuition say. And you be ignoring it. It say, this is costing me too much. You got a war going on in you. But your loneliness, it speaks too. It starts saying, I'm just going to hold on to this person just a little while longer. And your healed self say stuff like, this is below what I know I deserve. But your wounded self, when you're wounded, may not be strong enough because you're wounded, you're struck. You know what you say? You say, at least they are still here with me. Now, you got all these different voices going on in your head. I want to tell you that is exhausting. That's a real inner war going on. That's a real thing that's going on in your mind right now. I'm just telling you the truth. You got all these different conversations. Your intuition talking, your healed self talking, your wounded self talking. You got all of these things in your mind talking. Man, that type of war is draining. And on top of that, your spirit is like, this not right. This not right. I'm just telling you the truth. These are some of the things that goes on in your head. And when you are at this point, you are not just trying to survive them. Nope. You are trying to survive what agreeing with the wrong thing is doing to you. Did you just hear what I just said? I don't know. I don't know if you're hearing what I'm saying. I just want to know if you are hearing what I'm saying. If you're hearing drop me a 100. I just want to know if you're hearing what I'm saying. I'm talking about this real war that's going on mentally in you right now. Like this real war that goes on. It's a real war. And it's exhausting. I'm always tired. My nervous system is crazy right now, right? Because you ain't just trying to survive them. You're trying to survive yourself. What have you been agreeing? The wrong stuff that you're being agreeing to. You're trying to survive what it's doing to you. Sometimes it's corrupting you. Sometimes it's turning you against God. Sometimes it's turning you against your family. Sometimes it's turning you against your friends. Sometimes it's turning you against your purpose. It's turning you against your God design. I see men right now. Oh my goodness. I see men right now who get on substance because of their woman. And they don't want to get off sometimes because of this reason. I see the same thing. Women do the same thing. He wants to do it, so now you get stuck in it and you're trying to survive. You're just trying to survive. And then when they leave you, after doing all of this, it's like, bruh, did I really just go to war for nothing? Did I really just do all of these things? Did I really just go against everything for nothing? This is a real conversation. I'm sorry. This is a real conversation. This is a grown folks conversation tonight. Let me tell you this, and I want you to hear me good. Anytime you betray your own standards to keep someone, right? The relationship may continue for a while, but something in you starts breaking. Oh, you don't believe me, right? Well, most women that I counsel, if they share their man, and that was against their own standards, their own morals, and what they believe, she start breaking on the inside. You got this, just imagine a woman who's in love with her person. She around here, she like, I want to keep him so bad. She got to play it in her mind how this other woman just getting the best of him, she think. She start breaking. I don't know if you're ready for this type of conversation. This is a real conversation. Some women, you be in denial sometimes. Oh, I agree with having this type of lifestyle. But in reality, you just saying that because you don't want to lose the man. You don't want to lose access to maybe his money. You don't want to lose access to maybe his power. I'm just telling you the truth. So something started to break. And you know just as well as I know, a broken woman is one of the most dangerous things alive. A broken man, same thing. I don't think he more dangerous than a woman, though. When her heart broke, boy, I'm trying to tell you, she'll go to the extreme to break your heart. I might be saving somebody right now. See, this type of therapy session is real. This is uncut tonight. You make this man do something in a relationship, right? That he has to lower his standards. Something in that man breaks. Men be like, right now, no, I just don't feel the same way I used to feel about her. You want him to accept certain things and he has to lower his standards to keep you. The relationship can go on for years. You can be married for years. Y'all can be married for years, but something is breaking. And that is why so many people end up feeling ashamed later. Not just because what happened, because deep down, they knew they were violating themselves the whole time. I'm just telling you the truth. This might be a little too grown tonight. But if you agree with what I'm saying, I love to see them 100 sometimes. They let me know I'm talking to a people who could relate. Man, people be so full of shame after some of these relationships. I'm just telling you the truth. Think about a house foundation, right? I want you to think about this. Think about a house foundation. Once the foundation starts sinking, right? The whole house may still look like it's standing. Yeah, for a while, you won't be able to tell. From the outside, it can still look okay. It can still look livable. It can still look like something is there. But underneath, there's damage, cracks. It's starting to form, pressure starting to build up. Things stop aligning properly. This is what happens when you lower your standards to keep a relationship. Woo, I feel the chills on me. Do you hear what I'm saying? I hope you're really listening to what I'm saying. I really do. This is why in the real estate world, when you go and get somebody to look at your house, this is why they go in and look at your foundation. If your foundation is messed up, your house has to be torn down. It's trash. Can't do nothing with it. If that foundation is messed up too bad, they're like, we can't do nothing with this. This house is condemned because the foundation is messed up. And a lot of times in your relationship, when you start allowing things to happen, things start to crack, things start to form. Things start to happen. Your alignment get off, everything. All of this is happening. I'm trying to tell you, this is what happens when you lower your standard in a relationship. Yeah, bro, you allowing her to do that? You going on, and many men, you say, I'm just being married because of what everybody else say. No, you stuck in that loop. You've been broke. This is why you cheating. I'm telling you, bro, this is why you cheating. This is why you're going out here trying to find somebody else beside the woman you got at home because you've been allowing something. I'm just telling you, this is real psychology. This is real true. And you know it to be true. It ain't just happened. A lot of times people think, no. Sometimes that's rare. Sometimes this stuff you allow and it broke you. You want to know why that woman went out and she started building relationships? Started getting emotionally attached to new people? I guarantee you, because somewhere down the line, she got broken. And you know, when I talk about these standards, I have to talk about this. Sometimes, I have to be honest. Sometimes if a woman come from a good home, where her dad had a standard of paying the bills, or at least, being able to lead, and you're not able to do that, big dog, don't you know you can break this woman? Because that's what she used to. She used to, somebody being able to lead, figuring things out, being able to pay some bills sometimes, being able to do things, you know what I mean? Like, so that becomes part of her standard. Like my daughter, her standard gonna be high. Her standard gonna be high, I promise you. Because they gotta outdo daddy. But this is what it looks like in a relationship when your foundation in your relationship is tore up. I want you to think to yourself right now, is your foundation strong at your house? From the outside looking in, see, it may look like, y'all doing it. It might look like we still together. It might look like, how many people right now it can go online and you judge everybody's relationship online right now? You be like, they gotta be doing good. You just heard about Steph and Clay and Meg, right? I knew that wasn't gonna last anyway. I mean, come on now. We knew that was incompatible. Like I didn't even give it a year. I hate to even bring that up. But when we start talking about the foundation, see, you outside, you see what they posting. Oh, Megan Good. You see all this stuff she posted. Oh, she's so happy with the pastor dude. You don't know who was lowering what standards to keep the relationship. So a lot of people, you doing all of this from the outside. People think, man, you winning. People think you happy. But underneath, your peace is cracking. Your identity is shifting. Underneath, your self-respect is weakening. Your nervous system is carrying more than it should. I'm talking about your house. This might be too deep for some people. I'm sorry. This might be too deep. I might lose some friends, but I have to tell you the truth. I want you to think tonight, as we're talking and we're going through this, think how strong is your relationship? Is your peace cracking right now? Is your identity shifting? Is your self-respect weakening right now? Is your nervous system carrying more than it should? Think. Open your mind. See, you can always keep a relationship standing for a while and still be living in something with a broken foundation. So many weak marriages you think that are strong, but they weak. They weak. I don't care if they making videos together. What was the cook name? I met them in person. I went to their house in person. Christy Sarah. Oh, from the outside looking in. Nah, but when I met them, I knew something wasn't right. I'm so serious. I said, ain't no way. Ain't no way. The dynamics just didn't make sense. I'm just telling you the truth. One of my clients, yeah, we went over there, met them at their house. Not even a year and a half, 2 years, they was divorced. I want to tell you what this looks like in real life, because I may have some people who just join me and you don't know what it looks like to lower your standards to keep somebody. You don't know what it looks like. So I'm going to tell you what it looks like in real life. Just imagine you keep saying yes when your spirit is saying no. You saying yes though. But your spirit knows, look, we can't keep doing this. But you keep saying yes to flesh versus the spirit. Flesh be weak, man. Just imagine you keep adjusting things, right? You keep adjusting to things that you hate, things that you don't like, things that you want to stop doing. You keep adjusting yourself. You still do them. You still allow it. You still allow the behavior. You still allow her to do certain things that you keep allowing her to do certain things that you don't like. And it bothers your peace. I'm talking about wrong things. I'm not talking about some literal things. Come on, let's be grown. Let's be honest. Maybe she wearing these little bitty old skirts. She just showing way too much bosom. It's something that's out of control. And but you keep adjusting the stuff that you don't like, strongly dislike. Or maybe it's her adjusting her belief in you, thinking that you're going to, you keep lying. And she hate that you're lying about being able to pay things off and maybe take her somewhere. It's been 10 years. She ain't been nowhere. It's been 5 years. So maybe she just keep adjusting herself. That's what it looks like in real life. It also looks like when a person stops speaking up because you're afraid that honesty will push them away. So instead of you being honest about what you feel, instead of you being honest about the certain situation, you won't speak up. This is what it looks like in real life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Just imagine you let things slide. That should have been a deal breaker for you. You let it slide. Should have been a deal breaker. First time he cheated, should have been a deal breaker. He cheated on you with your family member, cheated on you with your best friend. Should have been a deal breaker. Dude, you too, bro. She done went around here and cut up on you, big dog. It should have been a deal breaker, but you let it slide. You make excuses for the behavior that you knew was unhealthy. You make excuses for it. You don't know what that look like, do you? Man, I know people who make excuses, who say, I just want to be able to have fun. And because she want to have fun, I'm willing to get toe up because she want to have fun. And toe up mean out your mind, not sober, on substance. So sometimes you make excuses, just got to be able to, and it's unhealthy, but you still make excuses. On a work day, some people lose their job right now and make excuse. You let your person cause you to lose a job, a good job, and you make excuse for the behavior. Well, sometimes we just need a break sometimes, and I tell men right now, if you allow a woman and you make an excuse for a woman and you lost your job as a man for something that you knew was unhealthy at that very moment, you was not a masculine man. I'm sorry. At that very moment, you got won over by emotions. You were so afraid she was going to leave you. Fear came in, brother, and really and look, I'm a man. I've been there before. I ain't never lost no job though, not to that. I lost a few jobs now. And that was from my own doing. For sure. I ain't want to go to work. Because I hated the job. And didn't even care if I lost it because I had something else. That's masculine. See, it also looked like you call it patience. Some people, they call it patience. You call it grace. I'm just being patient with them. I'm just giving them some understanding. I call it love. See, you got to be able to put up with things. But if we tell the truth, a lot of it that you putting up with is really fear. Tell the truth. I want you to think, open your mind. Hey, if you agree with me, type fear. A lot of it is fear. You lowered your standard because you was fearful. I'm just so afraid they're going to do it with somebody else. I'm just so afraid I'm going to be alone. I'm just so afraid I'm going to have to start over. I'm just so afraid that I have to admit. You afraid to say, look, this is costing me way too much. I can't keep doing this. You afraid to say that. You afraid to put your feet down. And then after a while, you start feeling, you start feeling like yourself after a while. You become somebody else. Because you're not living from your standards. You're living from your fear. I want you to understand what I'm saying. Some people, you're not living in your standard anymore. You're living from your fear. Oh, you don't believe me, right? Okay. I like when people say they don't believe that. Well, most people I know, some people are they even afraid to get a divorce because they're afraid what everybody in the world think. They're afraid what the church think. They're afraid what the community think. They're afraid what their friends think because they don't want to be a failure because something didn't work. You afraid to lose this man because y'all didn't get married, y'all had kids, and now you feel like, dang, he's going to go with somebody else. And some people living in fear. Who going to want me and I got all these kids? You're living in fear. I'm just saying, man, I'm just saying some stuff. I hope you really rocking with me. But you got to understand that the wrong relationship does not always make you lose them first. Sometimes that wrong relationship, it make you lose yourself first. I want you to keep yourself. I don't want you to lose yourself. God don't want you to lose yourself. He wants you to keep yourself. I want to say that again. And I'm going to say this again. I'm going to slow it down. And I want you maybe to even write this down in your notes. The wrong relationship does not always make you lose them first. Sometimes it make you lose yourself first. The wrong relationship. And this next one, you need to make a vow to yourself. You need to make a promise to yourself. I promise not to lose who I am for anybody. I'm going to ask a question. And I want you to be very honest with me right now. I want you to be honest now. If you ever tolerated something, right, that you knew was below your standards because you were scared to lose somebody, type the word truth in the comments. If you literally ever tolerated something you knew was below your standards because you was afraid to lose somebody, type truth in the comments. Ooh, this is an actual lot of truths right now. I see a lot of truths. People are telling their truth tonight. And I like it. I actually love it. I love therapy because a lot of times people don't get to admit. People don't take the accountability that, dang, I really did lose myself. Sometimes you try to defend the fact. No, you lost yourself. Just don't want to admit. Maybe you don't understand that you lost yourself until somebody can put it in a language you can understand. I want to give you a little truth. I want to give you a truth about some love. Because when you really in love, when people are really in love, and you need to understand this about love. Bro, maybe you didn't grow up with a father and you didn't grow up with a mother. Maybe nobody really ever taught you about love. And that's what's so crazy about the world that we in. Most of our parents didn't really teach us about love. There was no handbook. There was no conversation for real. Most of us, we got our head and we had to learn on our own. My parents didn't even want me to take sex education in class, in school. They were like, nah, I don't even want you to take that. Yeah, until I got out here and started having some kids. You wasn't mature enough and they failed at that. Nah, my baby gonna learn early. You know? When it's that time, she gonna learn early. Hey, we ain't doing it. My sons know right now, hey, nah, it don't work like that. They got to earn that type of access. I want to tell you this, and I might hurt your feelings, and it's okay. I might lose some people tonight. It's okay. You got to understand is that real love should not require self-betrayal. Real love should not require self-betrayal. Real love don't require you to betray who you is. That woman should know who you are, bro. And she know that I love him so much, I don't want him not to be who he is. That is the type of love you need. You got some of these women, they want to change you, boy. And that's why you drop your standards. They want to change you. They want to change your destiny. They want to change the way you talk. They want to change, of course, they're going to change the way you dress now. Come on. They've been dressing baby dolls for a while. They might see a little style. That's fun, exciting to them. They can go out there and buy their man some clothes. But real love should not require self-betrayal, though. For you to betray your destiny, for you to betray what God has designed for you to betray your masculinity. No. See, real love should not force you to silence your convictions just to keep somebody comfortable. I know it's tough. I know it's truth. But real love, it should not make you choose between your peace and their presence. That's not real love. It's like, dang, man, I gotta choose between my peace and your proximity. Real love should not make you have to choose. I know that may hurt, man, but that's the truth. But you got to understand, right? The moment that you have to keep lowering your standards just to hold the relationship together, you are no longer protecting love. This gonna hurt when I'm finna get ready to say. Ooh, this gonna hurt. Okay? I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna slow this down. The moment you have to keep lowering your standards just to keep the relationship together, you are no longer protecting love. Guess what you're protecting? You are protecting fear. And that's the truth. When you keep lowering your standards, you're not protecting the relationship together. You're not protecting love. You're protecting fear. Some people didn't lose themselves because they loved you too hard. They lost themselves because they got too scared of being left, that they stopped honoring what their own soul needed. Man, if this don't make you emotional, if this don't make you've been caught in this, and if this don't make you feel some type of way, I don't know what will. You thought that, man, I lost myself because I was loving too hard. You tell yourself this, but that's not really the truth. You lost yourself because you was afraid of being left. So you stopped honoring what your soul needed. Your soul is in need. Now I wonder why in the scriptures they be talking about you have to save yourself. Sometimes we be so focused on trying to save everybody else. We have this God mentality where we selfless. And I'm not saying that it's not good to be selfless. It's good to want to do for other people. But sometimes if that's affecting you and it's really messing your soul up and you can't honor yourself, you're betraying yourself. Man, that's a heavy truth. Anything that, you have to keep betraying yourself to maintain is too expensive. Anything that you have to keep betraying yourself to maintain is too expensive. I'm not trying to condemn you, for tolerating certain things. All of us have been there, All of us have done these same mistakes. I don't want you to be condemned. This is about freeing. I want you to be free from shame. I want you to be able to see clearly what you feel. Some of you're dealing with shame. And I want you to know that you should have never had to destroy your standards just to keep somebody's attention. Now, if you just got here tonight, welcome. We're talking about tonight the pain of lowering your standards to keep somebody. In conversations like this, they matter. Too many people are still healing from what they agreed to when fear became louder than their wisdom. And I want to talk about why this type of conversation really matters in more of a deeper format. Why does this type of conversation matter? Think to yourself, why do I need to know about lowering my standards just to keep somebody? Why do I need to know that is painful? It's simple. A lot of people They really think that heartbreak only comes from what the other person did. I'm serious. You be like, dang, what did this person do to you? What did they do? They be like, oh, so that's what my heartbreak came. It came from the betrayal that they did. It came from this. But that's not always true. That's not always true. Sometimes the real heartbreak, it comes from what you ignored, what you allowed, what you excused, what you agreed to, and how far you drifted from your own truth, trying to keep them from leaving you. What you defended, man, this stuff matters. Because if people don't learn this type of lesson, guess what they do? What do you do when you don't learn a lesson? What do you do? I just want to ask this question. I want to know who focused. If people don't learn a lesson that God is trying to teach them, what do you do? Oh, I got some people on here that they know what they talking about. You repeat it. I told you. You got to understand this pain that you feel. You got to understand, man, there's a blessing in this lesson. Right now, I'm giving the jewels and keys to somebody. Right now, somebody, you getting a super blessing right now. That's a blessing in this lesson. If you don't learn it, you're gonna repeat it. It'll be the new face, same fear. New relationship, same self-betrayal. You going in this new relationship and you are still saying, I don't care about me. I want to please them. Then you blame it on being a people pleaser. I'm not trying to hear none of that. Maybe you are a people pleaser. And I'm not saying that you can't be that's not what I'm saying. But anytime being a people pleaser make you self-betray yourself, now. Needs to be the same people saying, I got a new beginning. Same low standards. That's why this type of conversation matters. Some of you don't need closure from them. Nope. You think that, oh, I need closure in this relationship. Some of you don't need closure. You need to rebuild respect for yourself. This person have drugged you down so deep. You need to build respect for yourself, for your morals, for your standards. And you need to understand how fear got access to your standards. Understand it. Think about it right now. Think about the standards that right now that you don't agree with, that you're doing just because you better bring it up. I just told you, you're not protecting love. You're protecting fear. You need to see clearly that love should not ever cost you that much of yourself. Sometimes the deepest healings, it begins when you stop asking, why did they do that? And start asking yourself, why did I keep abandoning myself to keep them? And that is a very good question you should be asking yourself. That is what I call a person that is getting to the next level in their healing. Because now, instead of focus on them, they focus on what was I thinking? What was my mindset? And that's a powerful person. That's a powerful person. That's a powerful person. That's a powerful person. I'm about to get ready to go into our 7 points that I'm going to give you tonight. But before I do, I want a moment of reflection. And I want to ask you some questions, and I just want you to self-reflect. All right? And tell the truth now. This is therapy. Tell the truth. What did it cost you to keep somebody you should have let go of? Think about it. What did it cost you? And you can go ahead and comment it because somebody's going to be blessed by your testimony. What did it cost you to keep somebody you should have let go? Man, I feel so much emotions from these comments tonight. It's crazy. What did it cost you to keep somebody that you should have let go of? What did it cost you? You kept lowering your standards when you should have let them go. What did it cost you? Oh my. These comments are very interesting tonight. One more time. What did it cost you to keep somebody you should have let go of? Was it your peace, standards, confidence, softness, self-respect, clarity, identity? What have you been carrying? What have you been carrying from the choices you made while trying not to be left? What have you been carrying? You have to identify these stuff. What have you been carrying from the choices you made while trying not to be left? Ooh, man. If y'all reading the same thing I'm reading, this is deep. This is deep. We're releasing this tonight. If this is hitting you and you are still dealing with this, what I want you to do right now, I want you to comment, I release it. I release it. It's time to release this. You got to say it and you have to believe it. Every day, you have to know, look, I release it. If this is hitting you tonight, put, I release it. Before we go into the 7 tips, I want to say this, that some of the deepest regrets in life, it comes from looking back and realizing that fear talked you into tolerating what wisdom never agreed with. Yeah, regret be real, man. Some people be like, man, I regret the day I met you. You think they be playing? You think they be playing when they say that? They don't be playing. They be serious. Oh, you just mad right now? No. Some people, they actually do regret, because they look back on their life and they realize, dang, fear talked me into tolerating what wisdom never agreed with. So now we have this question, right? We're getting ready to go into our 7 points tonight that I want you to write down. In these questions, while I'm talking, go get you a pen. I want you to write this down, because this is going to be powerful. This is going to change your life. So the questions be, Mark, how do I heal after lowering my standards from somebody to keep somebody? How do I heal after lowering my standards to keep someone? Another question is, Mark, how do you rebuild after fear made you compromise what mattered most? We're about to get ready to talk about it. What I want you to do is go get a pen, and I want you to put ready when you are ready to hear these tips. And if you're already ready, do me a favor. Let's get these likes up. Let's go ahead and get our likes up tonight. Let's try our best to get it to 700K. We're going to give them a minute. We're going to give them a minute to get ready. And when you are ready, comment the word ready, then start giving me some likes. If everybody can at least give me a minute of liking, that means tapping that screen, because we're about to get ready to change the world. We're about to get ready to really help somebody hear some truth tonight that's going to change their lives. I'm so excited. I feel better, especially after I've seen so many releases that make my heart feel good, because now we're getting ready to affirm some things. We released it. Now we're getting ready to pour some things into us right now. And these 7 points, these 7 tips, these 7 RTs, real tips that you're about to get ready to get, right? It's going to be powerful. People say, how do I heal after lowering my standards for somebody? I'm getting ready to give you some tips about it. How do I rebuild after fear made me compromise what mattered the most? And you mattered the most. So I'm finna give you 7 tips. Still hear some readies. I still see some readies. Okay. 30 more seconds. Somebody says, I feel so bad doing that embarrassing. This is life. We've all done it. Don't feel bad. We're learning from it right now. Just don't continue. We're learning from this. All right, here we go. We're ready. Okay. All right. Tip number 1. Here we go. Tell the truth about what fear made you tolerate. Tell the truth about what fear made you tolerate. I'm going to say that again. Tell the truth about what fear made you tolerate. See, healing starts when you stop romanticizing what your spirit was never really okay with. That might be too deep. That's when healing starts. Stop romanticizing what your spirit was never okay with. So you got to tell the truth about what fear made you tolerate. You're doing things that your spirit know good and well is not right. And when you stop agreeing with this, when you tell your flesh, look, I'm not doing this, I don't want to think about that foolishness, that's when your healing starts. Whatever they make you trying to do. Fear shouldn't be living in your heart. but tell the truth about it. You got to ask yourself, what am I doing right now because of fear? What am I tolerating? Boy, I know men out here, you tolerating stuff because you fearful. You would have been left. You would have been found you a woman that was going to treat you better. Vice versa. She would have been left. Number 2. Here we go. Now, this is going to be a good one. I hope you're ready. Number 2, here we go. Separate love from depression. Not depression, desperation. I'm sorry. Separate love from desperation. Separate love from desperation. Loving someone is one thing, right? Loving yourself, trying to keep them is another. I want to say this again because I don't want this to go over your head, because this is a very, very important tip for you. Separate love from desperation. Loving somebody is one thing, but losing yourself trying to keep them, that's another thing. Being desperate is different. Sometimes your flesh get desperate. I'm just telling you the truth. Sometimes your flesh desire things that your spirit don't want. You know good and well you don't want to do that. And you be like, well, I love them enough through thick and thin. Man, I ain't trying to hit none of that trash. If it's going against yourself and you have to put yourself way down and do some things that is against God, no. Separate that desperate feeling. But loving somebody is totally separate. I'm just trying to help somebody. All right, number 3. This is a big one. Stop shaming yourself for what wounded you. Stop shaming yourself. I know a lot of times, man, we really be ashamed to go home. We be ashamed to go around family. We be ashamed to go around friends. I'm going to tell you, you need truth, not self-hatred. That's what you should agree to. You should agree to your truth, not self-hatred. So stop shaming yourself for what wounded you. This person messed you up. This person broke you. And I want to say something that a lot of people may not want to hear. Sometimes, I hear women say, this man broke me, but sometimes we have to be honest. We have to be honest. Sometimes, what if your actions broke him? Sometimes we break each other. And it's just the truth. And you know how we do it is because sometimes it's the way we raised. It's the way that we allow dysfunction to carry on. It's the way that we don't correct what needs to be corrected from the jump. Sometimes we so afraid of losing each other, we break each other. It's crazy. And that's why having therapy sessions with couples is a thing. That's why it's healthy to make sure you can talk things out. I'm talking about, if you think about marriage is the most important thing in the world. It's more important than any job you get. It's more important than anything. So why not put the best to get the best? I'm just telling you, man, like, this is real. I know you don't want to hear it. Some people say, I don't need therapy. No, y'all do need therapy. if you ever going to be able to communicate and understand each other, if you don't, it's going to keep breaking each other. Then next thing you know, somebody going to be shaming themselves for you hurting them. I know a lot of men right now who are broken from a woman they gave everything for. I know a lot of women right now broken. Let's move along to 4. This is going to be a good one. Rebuild your standards before you rebuild your dating life. I know you don't want to hear this. I know you don't. I know you think that you grown. I know you think that you got it all figured out. But you shouldn't be dating nobody. You shouldn't even be really playing around until you get your standards back right. Some of you so broken and you out here trying to date. You so broken from the wound. You going from a bad relationship to I'm healed all of a sudden. This is why I don't agree with people who get a divorce and you marry the next 3-4 months because you want to get intimate with somebody. That's crazy work. No, you think you can rebuild your standards after a 5 and 10 year marriage or a 10-year relationship or whatever. You think you can rebuild your life that fast? You ain't gonna do nothing but corrupt the next person. And guess what? You gonna break them because you never rebuilt anything. I'm just telling you the truth. This is why you see many celebrities, they get out of one relationship, they go into another relationship, they go into another relationship, same patterns, just different time, different date, different city. You know how it go. So number 4, rebuild your standards before you rebuild your dating life. You got to understand that your next chapter, it needs stronger boundaries than the last one. If you're going to last to the next, I'm just saying, your next chapter, it needs stronger boundaries than the last one. You allow this, you allow that. So yeah, you should be a better person. You go into this new relationship, you go into this new thing, you should be a better person. It's like, no, I'm not. I settled for that the last relationship and it didn't work. I settled for that and that broke me. And if you go into the new relationship settling for what broke you, it's going to break you again. So yeah. A lot of people, you think, I'm going to go into this new relationship and this new person is going to heal me. Bro, that's the wrong mindset. If you going into a relationship and you think this woman going to heal you, big dog, you in for it. And I'm not saying that she can't be there for you, but bro, you going to break that woman before she help you for real. If you ain't rebuilt your own standards up, if you ain't built your own value up, if you ain't built your own worth up, if you don't know what you really believe for real, boy, you jumping into a new chapter with no boundaries, with no stronger mind. It's gonna be a repeat. I just don't know why these women keep leaving me, bro, because you ain't learned nothing. And I hear women say the same thing, like, I just don't know why I just keep getting with men who just want to do one thing, because you ain't changed your standards. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. See, you don't want to hear that though. I know, because you some of you nasty too. You just nasty. And you want to love so much, you feel like, I have to become somebody I'm not for somebody else to fall in love with me. That is ridiculous. I have to become somebody else for somebody else to love me. No, give the people the real you. The healed you, the respectable you, the one that got morals, the one that can say no, the one that can have discipline. I say, bro, look, if a female ain't got no discipline, boy, you in trouble. Men, they got a habit at bragging and saying stuff like, yeah, I took her down the first night. I be thinking to myself, and these be the same people, you be in these relationships, and I be thinking to myself, boy, I ain't trying to be a judge of character, but the way she dressed, bro, the way she talk, bro, like the way she be eyeing everybody, bro, like, bro, I don't know, bro. I ain't trying to judge, but I'm just saying, what was your standard? What was her standard? And typically when a city a city don't have walls, a city don't have standards, it normally get overtook. I'm just being honest. Like, am I lying? Is I'm being too judgmental? Maybe I'm judging. I'm sorry if I'm judging, because you went into it, she went into it, and y'all both just free like that. Like, I'm not saying that, I ain't trying to be that person, but I'm talking about people. Okay, let me say this, because I don't want to get some things messed up. I'm talking about people who are committed to finding a person. See, that's a different level. When you're trying to find a person, you ain't out here. When you're trying to find somebody to be with, you ain't out here just trying to be easy. No, you build a standard. No woman should be able to have access to your money, your body, no woman should be able to have this type of access the first day you meet her because she's beautiful. I ain't trying to hear none of that, big dog. You gotta have a stronger mind. You gotta have something. No man should be able, if you're trying to find a life partner. Now, if you out here playing and you in that season in your life where you ain't really trying to do what's right, then this conversation ain't for you. I'm just saying, we got to believe, somebody got to tell you the truth, what's right and wrong. Like, I don't think that is right just to be out here just smashing and passing. I believe fornication wrong. Even though a lot of people ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people gonna fall, but what I'm saying is, I don't think that's his design for you to just go out here smashing and passing. Like, I don't believe that. But if you trying to find a person, you always saying, I just want to love somebody. I want somebody to love me. But dang, you running through these brothers. You ain't even you ain't making them wait a month. And you know why you're not making them wait a month? Because your last relationships have taught you to be more loyal to your fear of losing this man. So what if he gonna go out here and do something? Just make him get tested before he touch you. I might have just broke the code for somebody who out here loose with it. I'm just saying, because it'd be a lot of good situations where you have the potential, but you just don't have the readiness. You want to do what's right. You want to have a standard, but when you meet somebody, all your standards is gone because you ain't got no boundaries. And that's how you lost the last 5 or 10 people. And that's how your body count just keep rising and rising and rising. I'm just telling the truth. And these be men, and these be men that you really wanted a relationship with. I tell men right now, bro, don't pay her bills too fast. Don't do that. Don't give her that type of access that fast. You gotta learn her, bro. You gotta have a standard. I know you might be a boss. You might can pay for anything you want to pay for. That's cool. That's cool. But don't just give her too much too fast, because now it can become a game. And see, you didn't have a standard. So I have this rule that I tell anybody, right? And I tell a woman, I have a rule. Don't even give access to somebody who don't really meet your category. He ain't got no job. Or if he got a job, he ain't got no vision. He ain't got no drive. What this man gonna do for you? Some people, you hurt yourself because your standards be the same standard. You hurt yourself. Like, you literally hurt yourself. Like, your standard. I tell dudes all the time too, like, bro, like, if you like skinny girls, get you a skinny girl. Don't go out here and get things you don't like just to try to set your standards, and you stay with your standards so that you can be strong in this world. I'm just saying, man, let me move along. That's just real. Like, I ain't your daddy. I ain't your dad. I'm your coach. And I want to coach you to greatness. Because a lot of you are making the same mistakes with a different man. A lot of you men, you're making the same mistakes with a different woman. Same mistakes. So this next chapter needs stronger boundaries. Number 5. Tip number 5. Listen to the version of you that felt uneasy. Listen to the version of you that felt uneasy. You got to know that your discomfort was trying to protect you. You have to understand that. Listen to the version of you that felt uneasy. Oh, this don't feel right. This uneasy. I'm uncomfortable. Listen to that. It's trying to protect you. May not be from a disease, but it might be from not a natural one, but might be a spiritual one. Because sometimes when you tie your soul in with folks, man, them people bring darkness in your life. You was doing well before you met some people. You was on a good path. And as soon as you met this person, your life went down the drain. Listen to the version of you that felt uneasy about a person, about a thing, about what's going on, about if they try to tell you to do something. Your discomfort trying to protect you. Because if you allow it, now you're broken on the inside. You understand what I'm saying? If you allow it, now you're broken on the inside. And you know what happens to a house that's cracked? Foundation is cracked. Now, if you don't get that repaired, that area, that whole house gonna be condemned in a minute. Number 6, stop calling survival choices your true identity. Stop calling the survival choices that you had to make, stop calling that your identity. See, what you accepted in pain is not the foolish truth of who you are. Now, if you are, let me say this. I want you to be clear on this, right? If you got in a relationship and you said, I just want to share my man because you like that type of stuff, you got to tell the truth about yourself. Some women like to call this stuff survival choices when really and truly, you know you like women too. But I'm talking to the situations where you have to share somebody or you have to do something, and then you call that choice that you made that you didn't want to make, that wasn't you, you start calling that your true identity. And I said that to say that sometimes healing starts when you identify your true identity. Because a lot of times people, they'll blame it all day on survival choices. But a lot of times your true identity can mess you up too. What you really like that's not right. And next thing you know, you're going down a path you don't want to go. But I'm talking to the people who made the survival choices and things that, you didn't want to do. That's not your identity. They made you get drunk all the time, and that's really wasn't you. You don't have to claim being a drunk. That's not your true identity. They made you get toe up, you don't have to claim that. They made you do this, they made you do that. You don't have to claim that. That's not your true identity, because that's what you was doing in pain. That's not the truth. That's not the foolish truth of who you are. I see people do this every day. I see people do this every day. And I had a situation. I'll leave that alone. I was talking about, I'm going to share it. So I had a situation where A man came to me and told me that his girl, she left him and had to move her kids in with her boss that she was working for. They was having some marriage issues, and he pretty much lost his wife because they was living for years, 5, 6, 7 years in hotels off and on, and they was always very, very, very poor with children, and they was in and out of shelters. And this lady had to survive. If I was counseling her, I would tell her, I'm gonna be real. I'd be like, I can't even really baby, you had to survive. I understand. See, I understand it when I hear both sides. Not only was this man abusive, you would be at the hotel by yourself. He was just a bad example of a man. And you had to go out here and you built a relationship with a man that wasn't your husband. And I know you messed up, but that's not your true identity, baby. That ain't who you really is. That was really survival choices. I know many may disagree with me on that, but I gotta be honest, sometimes, man, the things you do to survive in this world, sometimes it's really not your true identity. This could be used so many different ways. I'm so serious right now. Maybe that's too deep. And I'm not making excuses. It doesn't make it right. I never said it's right for her to go out here and sleep with her boss and move her kids in with her boss. I didn't say that was right. But she can't let this man tell her that she this and she that and this and this and that, and that she have to live in that true identity, because that's not the full truth of who she really is. Some people like to just put you in that category. That's what you is. But a lot of times that's not the full truth of her identity. But see, that conversation might be a little bit too mature for men who still hurt. That conversation might be, too mature for women who are still hurt, because, he went out here, years of, he had to make some certain choices. He was trying to just survive. And you thought this man was this and he was that. But see, this conversation, that right there can go along. That's a whole conversation by itself. Maybe I need to do a therapy session on the pain behind survival choices you had to make. Maybe I need to do something on that, because that's a whole message by itself that needs to be broken down and needs to be processed. Because I hate when the enemy try to put these titles on people that really don't belong on them, because it's not the fullest truth. Number 7. This is the last one. What I want you to do is write this one down. Number 7, decide that love will never again cost you your self-respect. Decide that love will never again cost you your self-respect. And I want you to put an exclamation mark behind that. Decide that love will never again cost you your self-respect. So making things and doing things, and no, that has to become non-negotiable. I don't care how much I love you, it's not going to cost me my self-respect. I don't care how much I love you, it's not going to cost me my dignity. I don't care how much I love you, it's not going to cost me my job. I don't care how much I love you, it's not going to cost me my mind. That must be non-negotiable. Let that go over your head. See, the healed version of you, it won't keep making room for the broke version that you once settled for. The healed version, If tonight gave you clarity, give me some likes on the screen. Share this live with somebody who might be healing from things that they tolerated just because they were scared to lose somebody. I'm about to close tonight. And you know, I like to end with some truth. I like to end with some truth, and I don't like to hold back. See, the truth is that you should have never had to become smaller just to keep somebody's attention. That's the truth. You should have never had to agree to what broke your peace just to keep from being left. You should have never had to lower your standards for somebody who still could not love you right. And if that happened, see, the healing is not just getting over them. The healing is also coming back to yourself, to who you are. Always remember that the wrong person will make you feel like lowering your standards is love. The right one, they're not going to do that. And the reason it's so important for you to be healed because you got to understand that the right healing will remind you that people who do that was fear. Yeah, the wrong person is not finna try to make you lower. The right person not finna make you lower yourself for love. That's what the wrong person do. I don't care how much they spit game on you. I don't care how much they make it sound good. You can't make wrong sound good. Well, yes, you can, but you got to tell your mind, I'm going to agree with my spirit, because sometimes wrong do be sounding good. I ain't going to lie to you. Wrong be sounding good, boy. You have to tell yourself, nope, stand down. You have to tell yourself, I'm not doing this. Sometimes you have to block people. Because sometimes they got a mouthpiece on them that make it sound so good. Like they make it just sound, oh my goodness. Like you have to say, sometimes you gotta say, I can't hear another word out their mouth because I know I'm a mess up. I had to correct myself. Sometimes wrong be sounding good sometimes. You be like, oh, just a moment of just no, but it's always a cost. It's always a cost. It's always a cost. So I want you to really hear me clearly as I close. You're not weak. You're not this person that's just so, defeated. You're not this person that is not worth it. You're not this person that, you don't have any value. No, you're not. You just let fear get to you. And you're not the only person. You just let fear get to you. Many people, they let fear get to them and they went out there and they took that, I can't say the name because I definitely get banned. But y'all know what I'm talking about. They went out there, they let the whole world scare them. And they went out there and they had to take something because they were so afraid. Y'all know I can't say the word, but you know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, let me see if somebody know what I'm talking about. They let the fear get the best of them. It wasn't that they was weak, but they had to go get. I know what I'm talking about. But it wasn't that there was weak people. No, it was just fear got them. And you're not stupid. People like to call you stupid. You so stupid. You so ignorant. No. It's not always the case. Loneliness just got loud. And you're not ruined because pain talked you into tolerating it. You're not ruined. because your healed self would have never accepted it. But I want to talk to this next version of you. The next version of you, it has to be stronger in truth. The next version of you, it has to be stronger in truth. It has to be stronger in standards. The next version of you have to be stronger in discernment, have to be stronger in self-respect, have to be stronger in the ability to walk away before fear negotiates your worth. Don't let that work this time. See, a lot of men, you don't want women to hear this type of talk because you use fear to negotiate their worth. But this new version of her, this new version of you maybe, has standards. This new version of you have discernment. This new version of you have self-respect. This new version of you knows that fear is not going to negotiate my worth ever again. I don't care. Because now this new version of you understand that love is not supposed to cost you your dignity. Love is not supposed to cost you your peace. Love is not supposed to cost you your standards. And the day you finally understand that, you stop begging for what hurts you and start protecting what's holy in you, what's righteous in you, what's good in you. So what I want you to do moving forward, take those 7 points that I've given you tonight, 7 tips. I want you to move different. I want you to choose different. I want you to protect your peace different. And I want you to stop lowering your standards for people who never planned to rise with you for real. This is your reset tonight.